latest and greatest update for you, everybody, throughout the world, and we want to bring you the new events. Now we are completely trying to. I don't know if we shut down the website, but we'll just check it out. We're 6 minutes away from the raffle draw. If we were to host one, so this goes out to all the people that are in SHIB, and if those that aren't in SHIB, you might want to consider it, especially after this announcement, because we're going to be talking about all the opportunities that were missed when it comes to SHIB, and why haven't the cryptocurrencies all taking it up and started buying massive sums of it, and how come the rest of the world on their end haven't started looking at it from their perspective. SHIB is a no-brainer. You're going to make money in it no matter what. There's not a single company on the planet that offers value every single time, every single day, every single time there's a reduction. So think about that for a second. I want you to really, really think about this for the next 45 seconds. How much time is given to each and every organization to come up with a solution to make them money? And then how long does it take for them to make that decision that is going to generate them an extra bit of revenue for their company or organization? And is it a guarantee? So you have to ask yourself, why would they do it? What is the benefit of it? And what is the return on their value on it? The truth of the matter is that each time that there's a situation where you can make money, there's also a potential of losing money. But the only way you can lose money in SHIB is if you sell it under the value that it's currently sitting at, which is higher than where it is right now. So people that are trading it right now don't understand that concept. Thank God they don't, because it gives everybody else an opportunity to buy it. So what I keep telling everybody, don't look at it like the glass is half empty all the time. Don't be a pessimist. Look at it like a realist. Okay? Is SHIB going to go to $5 right now, overnight? Well, it could. They tell you it can't. The truth of the matter is, it can. But in order for it to do so, it needs a massive adoption. And at least 99.9% of the total currency would be divulged. So basically, people would hold it, they wouldn't use it for anything. They wouldn't buy or sell for goods and services. What they would do with it is wait for the banking sector to catch up with it, and then they would hedge it if they were smart. If not, what they do is they sell it, get their money, get out, be happy with their lives, go about their lives on a daily routine. Or they hold it and then leverage it against other fiat currencies that aren't doing so well. So it increases their potential. Also for work-related issues like borrowing costs and stuff like that to drive down your borrowing. And that's the main reason why they would do it. But SHIB offers something very, 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 very unique to every single organization out there. It gives them the ability to make money no matter what they spend their money on. As long as they buy SHIB with it and then reduce it on every single circulating. Every time that there's a transaction in their business or orientation, every time that there's a reduction that follows it, we put a burn mechanism in place. So the money that they have held is making money all the time because it's adding value to that currency every single time there's a reduction in SHIB circulating supply. So who does that benefit? It benefits them directly, that company or organization. Now, if it was a ma and pa store, what would we recommend? Treat it like a lottery ticket. You buy your $10, $15 a week in a SHIB. Now, your mom and pa store, so you probably got 4 or 5 relatives working in that store. You tell them to do the same thing. Maybe they do less, right? Maybe they only do $5 a week. But at least then they're in it together. So they understand that point. Massive love, shout out to Jam. You from Sudan, Jam? Massive love, shout out to you, my friend. Massive love, shout out. So what we're trying to tell you is about SHIB Worldwide Fit Raffle. I'm just going to go into the website. See if I can get in the website because it's currently being constructed. The new website is being constructed. Well, we'll see if we can get in. See if it's still there. Yeah, you're going to be here? Excellent. Jamming. Just jamming. Yeah, so have you checked out the website? Anyone check out the website? Yeah, so right now at 2346. Let me go back to the new website because it's not ready just yet, but still building it. But it does tell me how many minutes I have before the next raffle. So, oh yeah, I got 5:58. So I'm pretty sure it's 2 minutes because I got it at 6 o'clock. So I boosted it up for 15 minutes because we're supposed to have 15 minutes where we tell everybody whether or not we sold enough tickets or not, if we sold enough tickets. But I looked earlier, I didn't see any sales, and that was around 2 o'clock my time. SAQ's in the house. Raise the roof. SAQ. Safa. Massive love shout to Safa. Massive love shout. Jammin. Where you from? SAQ. I know where SAQ's from. What's up? What's up? Not much, my friend. Not much. We are looking at sales. That's what we're looking at. Promotions. And of course, we have no sales in the raffle. Now, I don't know why that is, but whatever. That's what it is. It is what it is, right? No sales means can't host a raffle. Okay, hold on a second here. We'll get. Here we go. So everybody loves the SHIB Inu sign, right? Jamming. What's up? Not much. We're going to get right into the night session. Just give me a second here. So yeah, we're not able to host a raffle at this point in this time until we get the other website up and running. All the funds and everything that comes in, all the SHIB that comes in, will be held off until we're able to host the next event on that website. So just keep that in mind. Everything's done live, of course, on this channel right here, right now. It would be going on. 6 o'clock is the rollout that we would be doing the worldwide raffle for the entire world. And yes, it's a ticket right now is 50. Is it 50,000 or 46? I think it's roughly 46,000. Don't say a word. Yeah, I think it's 46,000 right now. If SHIB goes above 1404, I think. Be the Legend is in the house. Hola. Be the Legend. That's correct. Demundo. Yeah, 50,000. So 50,000 Baju, one SHIB. One ticket. Sorry, one ticket. What's up? What's up? Hello, everybody. This event is brought to you by the entire world. So we want to make sure that everybody gets their SHIB on, right? We want to make sure we pump it up for SHIB. We want to pump it up. SHIB is completely undervalued right now, and if you want, we can prove it to you. We've had some burns as of late. We've also had burns for the last 3.5 years that have gone unnoticed, if everyone knows about that. Yeah, pump it up. Talk about it. Pump it up. What's SHIB's price right now? We'll get right into that too. We deal with realistic values, so everything we talk about here, a lot of people think that it can't go to the moon. SHIB realistically can't fly unless certain things are done. That's absolutely true. Burn mechanisms are a big part, but that's not the main part. The main part is adoption. So everybody taking it on as a currency. Basically, that's That's the whole point of it. So everybody would have to address it as a currency. So once that happens, we get 30 to 40 million people involved that are in SHIB. Then you get 100 million people involved, and then 300 million, 400, 500 million, 600 million. You have a currency, a strong currency that everybody falls into line with because it's reducing circulating supply. People become very adapted to that concept. And then the burns will happen as more and more people start to focus as a company. Okay. Drop the node to the moon. Yes, SAQ. Yes, SAQ. Drop the node. I'll be back in a second. All right, SAQ. Be looking forward to it. As always. Yeah, massive love show to Jason Cox. Massive love show to Jason M. Ethan M. Massive love show to you. Massive love show to Aiden. Massive love show to Babe's channel. Rowena. Massive love show to you. Massive love show to the entire world. North America, South America, Africa, India, Pakistan. Massive love show to you. Massive love show to everybody in the UK. Europe. Massive love show to you. Massive love show to everyone in Asia. Massive love show to you. Raise the roof rate. Massive love show to Australia. Massive love show to Antarctica. We don't forget about our friends everywhere around the world. Sophia. Algeria. Ooh, Algeria. That's a new one. Sophie. That is awesome. Algeria. So tell us a little about Algeria. Oh, yeah, there you go. Awesome. Algiers. Got some pictures? Yeah, share them with us on the link. I'll post them on the website, and I will see what I can do to post them on this channel so that we can bring them up and put down Algeria on the top and put them right up on the stage here, because that's exactly what we're trying to do for the entire world, right? Bring the effects to the world, share with them everything. So if you own a company, anyone own a company? Is it a mom and pop store, like just a corner store or an outlet in a mall? Or is it a franchise? Because if it's a franchise, it can be still... okay. There you go, Safa. I got you as a moderator. Who else is there? I was on here. Legend. I am Legend. Because I've seen you twice. I am Legend. I'm going to put you as a moderator too, right? Standard moderation is going to apply. So yeah, you can drop your links. If you have any links, if you are starting your own channel, yeah, massive. So if you're starting your own links, yeah, I see you. I know you're there. So if you start your own links, we will get you somewhat organized. Everything that comes on this channel, by the way, all the money that's made on this channel, from this channel, 80% of it goes towards the SHIB Reduction Act, right? So everything that we make on this channel, 80% of it goes straight into right back into the SHIB community as a token of appreciation and a token of our support for the entire SHIB network. So just keep that in mind. So once we get monetized, 80% of everything we make on everything that we do that we use SHIB for, yeah, is reduction of SHIB circulating supply. So make sure that you tell all your friends, watch us on the channel so we can promote and welcome Babe's channel. Thanks for coming, supporting the channel. Thank you so much for that. That's awesome. Wanted to talk about why SHIB is being missed by all the organizations. Why is it that we have a value here and the price is here? Why do we have that? We talked about this before, but we didn't get into specifics with the companies because each of the companies around the world are missing this opportunity. Now, I don't know why they're missing this opportunity, but they're missing this opportunity because they should be buying massive amounts of SHIB and then coming up with solutions to burn as much SHIB as they can through their transactions, of course, because we don't want anybody to burn what they make. No. Profiteering. So a portion of their profits go into the reduction of SHIB circulating supply. Now, if that were to happen, what would you say about the company? Is it growing? Yes, it is. Is it getting earnings? Yes, it is. Is it increasing revenue? Yes, it is. If it's a public company, the shareholders love that. So no matter what, if they're invested in SHIB, they're always going to be making what? Money. But at the current rate that it's sitting at, are they making any money? No. But the whole point of it is to reduce SHIB's circulating supply so that all you see are green candles going straight up. Because why? We're constantly adding value to every single holder in the entire world. So every company should be doing the exact same thing. Every crypto exchange, every organization on the planet. Whether that's a small moms and pops, little stores on the sides can't do it. Unless they're a franchise, then they can. But it's only from the franchise part of it, not from the each individual store owner, because they're on the hook for $75,000 to $85,000, depending on how much they've invested to put into that store, so they could run that store. Does that make sense? And that $75,000 is untouchable. They can't use that money. That's got to sit there in case of, right? What that is it's their product. All the products that sit on their shelves, it's covered by the $75,000. So if there's any theft, the place burns down, they have that $75,000 backing, even though they have insurance, supposed to have insurance on all their properties. That would give them ability to raise money and funds. So they won't have the money. So what we recommend is everybody only buy a lottery ticket's worth of SHIB every single day. Not every single day. Whenever you buy a lottery ticket, that's when you buy SHIB. So if you spend $5 a week, it's $5 a week that goes towards SHIB. You can still buy your lottery tickets, and are you going to miss the $5? That's the question, right? Are you going to miss the $5? So if you're in Algeria, your dollar value is different than the dollar value for the US, dollar value for the UK in euros. The SHIB 50/50 raffle deals with SHIB, but we take part in the raffle is referenced in pounds. So you get paid in pounds, but that also means you're paying in SHIB, but it's only half a pound. So it works out to half a pound per SHIB ticket. Makes sense? And we don't offer, if you buy more, you don't get any more. The reason why that is because when we reduce SHIB circulating supply, do you want the maximum or do you want the minimum? Because if you sell more tickets you get more tickets as you get higher, but your payout's the same. Well, you want to make sure your payout's the exact is building, right? You want the maximum burn. You want the maximum payout that per person, right? The maximum that we pay out per person is 1 million pounds. That's the maximum. Now that's 41 million tickets, roughly almost 42 million tickets sold to give you that 1 million pounds. And right now with 1 million pounds at 50,000 per ticket, that's a lot of SHIB. That's a lot of SHIB. Right? I think it's 100 billion. 100 billion SHIB. That's right. 100 billion would go to the lucky winner or winners, depending on how many tickets are sold. So 41 million tickets sounds like a lot, but when you're talking 50,000 per ticket, it's not that many. Just to host a raffle, 21,000 needs roughly 1,063 people. Seems like a lot of people. 8 billion people on the planet. Think about it. 8 billion people on the planet. All the raffle does is speed things up. That's it. So we're not able to host a raffle. Want to get into the missed opportunities from each of the organizations throughout the world, what they've missed in SHIB. And you're going to say, well, the price hasn't really reflected it. Well, obviously they haven't taken advantage of it. Koi is still burning SHIB. And it was started back in 2020. Not 2020, 2022. Koi started in July, August of in 2022. And then they started reducing SHIB circulating supply constantly. Blaze was before them, and Blaze coin, if anyone remembers Blaze, remember Blaze? Anyone remember Blaze? They burned 1 billion, right? Roughly around 10,000. They said 100,000, but I don't see how they could spend 100,000 burning 1 billion SHIB. They were hoping to burn 1 billion SHIB a week because they were doing theirs on every Thursday. I think they were doing theirs on Thursday. But Blaze had their own little problems. They were trying to burn their own token and then asking the community to get behind their token to burn it because they're burning SHIB as well. Instead of being smart about it, though, they went the wrong way. They should have been focused on just SHIB, the reduction of SHIB circulating supply. In doing so, because they would invest a lot more, right? You would invest everything you have into SHIB and then start reducing SHIB circulating supply based on the amount of money that you got coming in. Massive love shout out to Jason Cox. Jason's in the house. Woo! So yeah, if you were smart, that's what you would do, right? You would buy it and then start reducing it on your profits, not your personal money. No. You want to burn it on the profits that are coming in from the other organizations or from whatever it is that you're doing for exchanges or for gaming or whatever it is that you were planning on doing. So that goes for all the cryptocurrencies around the world. You buy it, you better have a plan to make money, right? But by doing that alone, you're going to make money. But it depends on how much you're going to actually start reducing. And every single one of them should be doing the exact same thing. You want to solidify yourself, even if you just want to solidify yourself, you buy it, you hold it, and you don't burn it because you don't have any revenue coming in. You got to have revenue coming in before you can start burning it. That's the one trick pony. You have to have revenue. If you don't have revenue, you can't burn it. And that goes for the Moz and Paws. If you don't make money, it doesn't matter how much advertising you're going to do. The SHIB community does not stand behind you because there's so much indifference going on. And you don't know who's who or what's what in the SHIB community. So majority of them are trying to pump their own coins. Just saying. And that's and it's kind of like fraudulent, but they're not using real names, they're not using real addresses, they're not, like the whole concept, the trust, you have to have that integrity, right? You have to build that integrity. Everybody has to have that integrity. So if they don't have that, chances are they're just going to buy it and hold it until the rollout, right? Until they start making money. Then they're going to start doing it. Like McDonald's. Like they make so much money, putting an extra 10 cents on each item is not going to kill anybody, right? And that 10 cents is used to reduce SHIB circulating supply. And they get the money back every year on taxes anyway, saying that they reduced, we donated that money back into the SHIB community. Here's the proof of it. Here's the wallet that we used. Boom, boom. And then they write that off. So they get money back for reducing the whatever currency that they're using in any of the countries that they're using. They can get that back in a tax incentive that they'd have to apply for the government. Each government would absolutely go for it because reducing their circulating supply increases the value of their currency. What is SHIB doing constantly? Adding value to their currency constantly. And $694 billion worth of SHIB has been incinerated. Gone forever. It's gone into the abyss, the black hole. Exterminated, reduced, removed, whatever it is you want to call it, diminished, sent to no man's land, where it can't be retrieved, remaked, or minted, printed, anything. Okay? SHIB is completely decentralized. It's completely on its own. It's got zero wages. There's zero employees. So what does that mean for the entire world? That benefits every single body. Massive love shout out to Prince Williams. Woo, my trustee. So, yeah. So for every raffle that you host, you have to have at least one person who's your trustee to make sure that you stay what? Your integrity stays in check, of course. because everything you do has to have a couple of eyes looking at it, making sure that everybody gets what they're told that they're going to get, and everybody gets to benefit from it. That's the whole point of a raffle. But in this raffle, everybody wins. There is no losers in this raffle. So if everybody wins, how come there isn't any tickets sold? Well, I think it's because they're afraid that it's against the law. That's what I think. I think that they're just afraid that it's against the law. But if you look at the laws very carefully, those laws are in fiat currency. So it's in your country's currency. You can't host a raffle with money associated with it, or rubies, a ruble, pesos. You can't host raffles with those fiat currencies. And there's a value to each of those currencies depending on which country you're from. So for Canada, it's $5,000 Canadian. Okay, American is $2,500. And each state has their own set of rules and regulations on 50-50 raffles. But it's in U.S. currency. SHIB is not fiat currency. It's not legal tender anywhere throughout the entire world. Not legal tender anywhere. So it doesn't carry a dollar value with it. That's how come we can host a raffle in SHIB. Because it has 0 employees, we don't have to ask anybody's permission on it either. So we can completely rule out any kind of associations with any legalities. So that's the truth of it. So you want to get down to the brass of it, that's exactly what it is. So that's why we can host a raffle in SHIB worldwide. And that's why everybody in the world should be taking advantage of it. It speeds things up. Because how many companies out there that don't want to make money? Right? Not a one. Not a one company wants to make money. They all want to make money. They all want to make money. So if they all want to make money, how come they're not buying massive amounts of SHIB right now? Because every one of them should be, and then coming up with a plan, a mechanism to reduce the circulating supply to increase that value. And the amount that they're holding is just going to go, is because they're not trading it. The whole idea is not to trade it until it gets to a certain level. And then they're going to start looking at avenues of, because they're probably going to be smarter than the regular person, thinking about different ways that they can manipulate it so it works in their favor, not your favor. Because that's exactly what SHIB is, right? It works for the person holding it. It doesn't work for when you sell it, because you're selling something of value for something of no value. I want you to remember that, because that's what SHIB is. It's constantly adding value every single time. There's a reduction in circulating supply. When we have more wallet holders coming in, we're adding value. When we're reducing it, we're adding value. How long before people start realizing it? Okay? How long before people start taking the opportunity and saying, I can buy this for $14.10 and I own 1 million SHIB. I can do that every week. $14. Or some people can't. Some people's only $5 every week. Or less than that. Maybe it's $5 every 2 weeks. Maybe it's $5 every month. Who knows? But at least you got some SHIB coming in rather than none. And for $5, that's, 250,000 SHIB. That's nothing to laugh at. Right? And you're holding that, you get all your friends and family to do the exact same thing. You start to understand what's going on. You're adding more value. And of course, their outlook on it is that it's going to get to $1, $2, $3, $4, as opposed to somebody who has trillions. They're out of SHIB when they get to a certain level. But exact same thing. Are you going to sell your gold that's worth $10,000 and then take a hit on it to buy fiat currency? Would you do that? Well, that's what you're looking at with SHIB. When you sell it, you're looking at the same thing. It's got value. How can I use that value to leverage? You can borrow against it. At that time, when SHIB gets to that level, you can leverage against it. You can do all kinds of things that you don't have to spend it. Right? And then if you want to, you could talk to your friends and neighbors who also have SHIB and find out if you want to join together and form a bank. Right? Lending institution, mortgage lending institution, so that people want to go to you because you're offering such low rates. And here's the other problem. The police are who? The governments. Governments control what goes on. So when you overstipulate, that's when they start taking notice of you, unless you're already a bank, because most of those banks, if it's like the Royal Bank of Canada or the Bank of America, and those banks take it over, it's got more significance with those banks. So the governments are not likely to step in and take control of it because it's organized through those. But then you have to be a branch of that bank. Make sense? Everybody get that? So you're not going to be directly on your own. You can't be an independent, because if you're independent, then they're going to put down certain stipulations, and then they're going to threaten you, because that's what they do with everybody. They just threaten them, and then they shut down. Because I don't want this mess. I don't want to go through lawyers and go through the legalities of everything. So we'll shut everything down and call it quits, and then hopefully we don't get arrested, because that's what they threaten you with, right? They go after you for, hey, listen, you're breaking the law, even though you haven't broken any laws. They try and make laws so that it looks like you broke some laws, even though you didn't break any laws. They hold all the cards, right? They did it before with Bitcoin. Ethereum, they haven't done it with, because Ethereum is on the back burner, and they're in multiple countries, and you can't find half of them because they're in, what do they call it? Sweden, right? They're in like countries like Sweden where they're neutral. You can't go after them for anything. So if they're in those countries, you can't touch them. So a majority of what they do is in those countries. Not to get away from SHIB or anything and get into a new directive. All it was missed opportunities that companies didn't see. Like I'm pretty sure that most everybody know about the 694 billion that was burned in 3 years. Well, almost 4 years. So it's going to be 4 years pretty soon. What does that mean for everybody? Added value? Absolutely. Okay, we burned 56 billion SHIB. 56 billion SHIB was burned by Shibarium, Layer 2 blockchain, the ecosystem development team. Back in 2023, 2024, early 2024, January. They burned the last of it in January. Was $306,000 worth, USDT, worth of US dollars. 306,000. $56 billion sent to the dead end wallets. The fourth month in February, end of February, because it was middle of November when they burned the first one. They burned the first lot. Around November, I can't remember exactly the date. It was right around that 15th area that they burned the first one. The second one was burned in December 10th or 12th. And then the third one was burned in January 24th, 25th, somewhere around there. And then we had a whole month where we had the consolidation of SHIB. And then what we had was a 6 to 7 times your money back in March of 2024. Now, a massive burn like that should have caught the attention of every single organization, because it's 7 times your money. Hello. It should have caught the attention of everybody. So did any of the exchanges burn any SHIB? No, they didn't. They kept the money. Okay, but keeping the money doesn't always benefit you, especially if you're holding enormous sums of it. Because if they were to start reducing it at that point, they have to wait another 3 to 4 months before people start realizing, hey, there's less supply, more demand. But if you do it slowly, gotta run. Oh, thanks, Prince, for coming. Woo, massive love shout out to Prince, my trustee. Yeah, so, yeah. So none of the exchanges caught it. None of the organizations throughout the planet caught it, because they would have started reducing SHIB circulating supply massively. They didn't do that. So what happened? We had a sell-off. But the volume still stays there. We still had massive volumes. We still had between $6 and $7 billion in trades per day. Per day. So even though they're making money, they're still not reducing SHIB circulating supply. Still waiting for the 1 cent. Okay, you have that much SHIB. That's a lot of SHIB. That's a lot of money. The reason why that's a lot of money, there's 6 694 billion that was reduced in 4 years. 56 billion was reduced last year, 2024. We had a run up of 6 to 7 times your money. So if we look at that value and we go 12 times that, because that's where SHIB should be, is 12 times that run, because we reduced 694 billion. So if you look at 56, that's 12 times more. So SHIB should be at what price range? Because it's well undervalued right now. That's exactly it. Okay, we can't predict SHIB. As much as we love to, we laugh when people do it, when we predict it, because we can't. 5 to 10? $5 to $10 vanilla? Or, yeah, 5 to 10 times. Well, it roughly should be at 3 zeros, 6, between 6 and 7, 12 times from here, right? If you're looking at 12 times the money from 45, 4 zeros, 4 5, or 4 6, or 4 8, sorry, 4 8, you're looking at a much higher price, right? You're looking at 1, 2 zeros, 1. So 2 zeros, 1 gives you a tenth of a cent, which is phenomenal in its own right. You're looking at like a market cap that literally buries Ethereum. And Ethereum used to hold 90% of the supply on their blockchain. They don't anymore. They hold less than 15%. So they no longer have the golden goose. So the golden goose right now is sitting between BlackRock. BlackRock's a bank, by the way, one of the biggest banks in the world. And BlackRock owns a lot of SHIB. Okay, so when XRP and others will be available, why would anyone gravitate towards SHIB? Okay. Vanilla. XRP has a CEO and a CFO. They also have a board of directors. And they also have HR that advertise for them. So they're able to go into different organizations, different platforms, and offer their coin to the world. What they don't have is a systematics of how they're going to create wealth. Okay? SHIB gives them that ability to create constant wealth. So no matter if they make mistakes or if they don't make mistakes, SHIB gives them that out. They can always make money in SHIB. Why? Because SHIB is always reducing its circulating supply. Back to the brain. There we go, SAQ. Back to the brain rot. That's awesome. So that's why they would that's why they should be gravitating towards SHIB. They shouldn't be worried about focusing on reducing their coin. They should be focusing on reducing SHIB, buying massive amounts of it, like Tron, buying 5 billion SHIB, or 50 billion SHIB. Sorry, 50 billion SHIB. William, the owner of Tron, right? TRX. I know everybody likes TRX. Beyond Intelligence, XRP also burns. Yes, it does, but it can also mint what it burns, like Kronos did, right? You got to be careful. They shouldn't be focused on burning XRP. They should be focused on buying SHIB and then reducing the circulating supply. The reason why they would do that is because it increases the value of SHIB, which would increase the value of XRP, and give XRP that fundamental breakdown so that they're always making money. Period. End of story, right? Every cryptocurrency should be doing the exact same thing. Not to get away from XRP, but for every single one of them should be doing the exact same thing. You like Kronos? CRO. Yeah, remember them? They burned 58 billion chronos. It took them 3 years to burn it, and then they minted 59 billion chronos. That's right. They weren't getting any help from Crypto.com. Crypto.com was making all this money. They didn't help them out. Didn't help Chronos out at all. And then they went and invested in AI. It went sour. They had to go in, get money from somewhere. So what did they do? Mint 57 billion Chronos. So same thing could happen with XRP. Just saying. Remember Terra Luna? And when's in Terra Luna with $214? Right? What happened to Terra Luna? Somebody took advantage of it and was making lots of money for everyone else, taking a little portion of there. And Mark Anthony, massive love shout out, Beyond Intelligence. How can they create more? Okay, hold on a second here. I'm going to get you on as a moderator. Vanilla. Okay, Beyond Intelligence. Is that Beyond Intelligence? No, Vanilla. Keep investing and asleep on crypto, but not as... God bless. Okay, so yes, God bless each and every one of you. Jesus loves everybody, right? So we keep that in mind. Right, SAQ. Right. You can call me William. It's all right. Just don't call me late for dinner. 5 to 10, that works. Yeah, so Vanilla, I'm so okay, and then XRP is about to get you on as a moderator too. Here, hold a second. Okay. Beyond Intelligence. Still there? Okay. XRP is about to... What? Utility. Okay, SHIB has utility. It's got the massive utility. The reduction in SHIB circulating supply constantly growing as more and more companies figure it out, what's going on, as more and more cryptocurrencies figure it out, as more and more exchanges, as more and more businesses, organizations throughout the entire world figure that reducing SHIB circulating supply adds to their wealth. Imagine what's going to happen with SHIB, right? They haven't figured it out yet, because if they had, you wouldn't be able to touch it with a 10-foot pole for the amount of money that you're spending right now to buy some. It would be extremely valuable. And the fact is, we are so lucky that everybody has an opportunity to buy it at this level, because they haven't figured it out yet. Ethereum never figured it out either, and Vladik Buterin was part of Ethereum when he did the 410 trillion burn. 72 million% increased. Broke world records. $5 to $6 billion in transactions every single day for 4 months. 4 months. $5 to $6 billion in transaction fees. Can you imagine the amount of money that is? And they could have kept it going. All they had to do is what? Burn another bit. Use a portion of that $40 billion that they made off of it. Wait for the price to come down. Boom. Drop another $5 billion worth into SHIB to reduce the circulating supply. Guess what? No, it would have been more, because the value has gone up. The price has gone up. Yeah. That's what I'm saying, SAQ. Can you imagine what would have happened to SHIB if they would have done that? Used another $5 billion to reduce the circulating supply, and then wait another little while and then do it again, right? But this time now they can do $8 billion. And then it keeps growing because they're making even more money. Because now you're talking like between 6 and 7. And then it's going to be between 8 and 10 billion in transactions every single day. That's the whole point of it, SAQ, right? That is the whole point of it. That's why it was so important for them to catch on to it. They didn't do it. So how fast can SHIB run in the next bull cycle? Or how fast can it run once they start realizing what reductions in SHIB actually do. Like you're talking Amazon, you're talking like, and I got links on the website that you use Amazon and burn SHIB with it. And Mark Anthony, please like and subscribe. Tab the screen 2 times. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Mark Anthony. Very important, right? 80% of everything that we take in from this channel goes towards you, the community of SHIB. We reduce SHIB circulating supply with 80% of everything we take gross, not net, gross. So everything we make gross goes towards the entire SHIB community. That's from Rumble, that's from Instagram, that's from Telegram, that's from TikTok, Facebook. Everything that we bring in from this channel, from the SHIB network, 80% of it goes towards the reduction of SHIB circulating supply. And yes, of course, everything that we do on here has a what? 100% live event, so that everybody can see it, can rewind it, watch it again. So that everybody wins. Everybody wins in SHIB, right? Want to make sure that everybody has a chance to take advantage of that? Absolutely. Jesus loves each and every one of us. That's why we share it with the entire world. Because we want to make sure that everybody who comes in understands what that wealth creation is all about. Right now, the value is sitting here. Price is sitting here. Normally, when you're talking about stocks or exchanges or anything like that, it's the reverse. Value is sitting here. Price is sitting here. Right? Look at Tesla. You think Tesla's trading at value? Not a chance. How about Netflix? 1,000 times more than where it's supposed to be. Yeah, why? I don't know. Yeah, because it's overvalued. Because that's the price people are willing to pay for it. And SHIB is the opposite. So, just saying, right? So people want to sell it. They don't know anything about it. And then they're, I don't know what they're thinking. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. God bless you, right? Friends of mine would say, "Shut up." They said that when you say "shut up," it's supposed to be better. It makes you stop. I don't know how that would work, but because most of it's just dust, right? Majority of it that makes you sneeze is just dust. So yeah, so we want to make sure that everybody understands that concept. I'm gonna make a video based on the organizations and the companies that missed the opportunity to get into SHIB and start reducing it, increasing their wealth, earnings, revenue, growth, all at the same time, just by owning SHIB and start a reduction mechanism in it. Koi's already done it, but if we do it over time, people miss out on it because they don't understand, right? It takes them 4 months for a major burn. Can you imagine, we burned over 694 billion of it in 4 years, and not one person, not one organization come out and made a statement on it except for me saying that, listen, we should have had a run of 12 to 14 times what we did back last year. But that hasn't come to fruition. People still don't understand what the burns mean. So, 98% of the people don't understand what the burns mean. But if you're minting, this is the thing I don't understand. Can you please go over the process of buying SHIB coin for the newbies in here? Okay, Mark Anthony. Gone. Peace out. Thanks, SAQ, for coming. Really appreciate you, buddy. Yes, so you want to pick the top 10, 20 exchanges, and you want to figure out which ones are the best for your area. Because India, I don't know if India still has a ban on it or not, or if they have their own process. But for everyone else in Europe, the UK particularly, BlackRock is probably the lowest for your dollar, and it's one of the top, because it's BlackRock Robinhood. BlackRock owns Robinhood, by the way. So, and BlackRock just purchased Coinbase. So Coinbase now has a huge partner, BlackRock, in them. So they're also solidified as a top holder now. And they're very secure. They're a little expensive, but they're very secure. Binance, you go on by Binance, and then you go and hook up get your ID going, your 12 key phrases. You're going to enter, they're going to ask you a whole bunch of questions. You're going to put high risk tolerance because cryptocurrency is considered high risk. So if you put down medium risk, they're going to try and get you avoid getting into crypto and more into the exchanges, more into more into investment strategies to help you, to guide you. That also means they're going to try and get you away from crypto and into stocks and bonds and Forex, which is, even riskier, in my opinion, than cryptocurrency. At least cryptocurrency gives you that 20-30%, 20 to 30, 20, 10 to 20 times your money possibilities. So for all the newbies, pick an exchange that you like. If you're in Canada, the ones you want to stick with are, I don't like to say it, Wealthsimple, because it's massive security. How do you buy SHIB with it? You get in, you put in that you want your risk tolerance. Usually it's very high if you want to get into cryptocurrency. Remember that when you move it over from fiat currency to cryptocurrency, it automatically tells you that it's not considered legal tender anywhere. Okay, so you got to keep that in mind. But they got no problem taxing it when you move it back. Okay, and please keep that in mind. There's ways around it. You can DeFi it. You can put it into cold storage. If you put it in cold storage, they have no way of tracking how much you actually have in there, except from if you move it from the exchange back to the exchange. You want to move it to a different exchange so that it's harder for them to keep track of. And then if you want to everybody move to Dubai for 7 days. You'll have to rent there and pay the money there, but they offer it for free, just so you know. So there's no fees associated with it, but to stay in Dubai is expensive, so just keep that in mind. But at least you get to do what you want with it, right? So if you're staying in a hotel and you're paying $15 or $800 a night to stay in a hotel, at least it's on you, right? So you can go and take advantage of all the activities in the hotel, workout gyms, everything. Like, it gets you out and about, and it's a huge pleasure thing, right? So there's a little give and take. So at least you're getting your money's worth that way, as opposing to giving it back to the government who didn't give you the benefit of the doubt by putting it there in the first place, right? They all say the same thing. It's worthless. It's got no value. That's how come we can host a raffle in SHIB, as long as it's in SHIB, period. Right? All the transactions that take part are in SHIB. All the money that's being transferred is in SHIB. All the money that you're getting awarded is in SHIB. And then the reduction of SHIB doesn't matter, right? We're reducing the SHIB circulating supply. To the government, that doesn't matter. It does matter when you start cashing it out, though. You want to keep that wallet address that we used to burn it, the amount that was burned, and because it's more than what you have, or the same amount that you got. So you can use that saying, listen, I got it, but there's also a loss associated with it. So there's no taxes involved. Please keep in mind, if you hold it and if the price jumps up, there's capital gains there. But it's from the time that you got it to the time that you sold it. So if it's that 7-day period or 8-day period, you copy the wallet address, and then that's the time that you got it, and this is the price that you got it at. Now the price is sitting here. You'll have to pay the capital gains on that tax, whatever it is in your country. There's ways around it, yes, but you got to be careful and talk to somebody in your country that has, go on YouTube, go on anywhere, and ask an accountant. It's probably the best advice I can give you. But it's pretty easy to do transactions. Once you get your cryptocurrency opened, your crypto exchange, it's going to say, you punch in SHIB. Okay? It's going to tell you the first 5, and SHIB won't be on that 5. SHIB will be on the lower part. So Binance, Coinbase has SHIB, but again, they're not the top. So you have to punch in SHIB, SHIB. Then it's going to say Shiba Inu, because it's going to give you a list. If they have if it's on Uniswap, you're doing with Uniswap, you're going to have a list of all these Shiba Inus, and it's going to be spelt differently. like SHYB, SHEB, SHAB, all kinds. And it's all going to have Inu. So, like, it's ridiculous. There's so many copycats. So you got to keep in mind it's Shiba Inu, SHIBAIN, right? It's over. Okay. So yeah, Mark Anthony, I hope that explains it a little better, Mark Anthony, for everybody. When you go to buy it, all you go is a SHIB. I want to buy it, and then it gives you the price range. And Coin Greco charges less. But please keep in mind this: the spread. So the time that you buy it. So let's say the price, like right now, on BTCC is 1340138848 right now. So the spread is, if you're going to buy it, they're going to charge you 14.22, okay? Because they're going to it's going to be a higher price, but their fee is like 50 cents, 60 cents. But they're taking into consideration to like another 60, 70 cents or 80 cents from you. So it's over $1 per transaction. Please keep that in mind when you're dealing with exchanges. So if there's a spread like that, so you'll know right away because you'll look at different avenues or different platforms like CoinMarketCap as opposed to CoinGreco, as opposed to Crypto.com. Crypto.com is worldwide too, so Bybit, OKX. OKX is Asia, so if you're in Asia, that works really well. And OKX has over 10 trillion SHIB. Crypto.com has over 78 trillion SHIB. Binance has around 90 trillion SHIB. And BlackRock and Robinhood have a whopping roughly around 120 to 140 trillion SHIB, which no one knows right now because Ethereum has blocked everything from people seeing it. I think it's because they're trying to establish what they've lost. Because I went on X and I told them about it. I haven't cooked a burger in forever, SAQ. Yes, I do burgers, but I haven't done them in 3, 4, no, it's got to be more than 5 years. Yeah, so barbecuing burgers, interesting. You'd make an interesting twist on that one. Yeah, SHIB right now is at 4013706. We say the same thing every time that we see a sell-off. It's no problem. You want to sell it off for, hey, less. You want to sell it off for less value than what it is. You knock your socks off, right? No one's going to stop you. You want to sell your house. It's worth $350,000. What can I cook? Let's see now. Lasagna. Hot dogs. Okay, who can't cook a hot dog? Homemade fries, of course. Everybody can cook homemade fries. Please stay on topic. Yeah. Right. So, if somebody wants to sell SHIB for less value than what it's worth, then knock your socks off. $350,000 for your house, and somebody wants to offer you $150,000, you want to take it, hey, no one's going to stop you, right? It's your house, it's your money. It's worth $350,000, but it could be on there for a couple of days, 5 or 6 days, 10 days, 20 days, 30 days, 60 days, but you can take the $150,000 right now, cash. What would you rather do? So a lot of people just to get out of it. Depending on your situation, right? Everybody's got a different situation, different way of looking at it. But for everybody else, they're going to wait and hold it because it's worth $350,000. They want at least $350,000 because if the city gave you that $350,000, chances are it's 20% undervalued. So you want close to $400,000 for that house, and you're willing to sell it for $150,000. Well, you know what? Most people would sit on it and wait for the right person to come along to offer them close to it or above what it was worth, right? It's the same thing with SHIB. It's the exact same with SHIB. It's worth this much money, but if you're willing to sell it for that, no problem. Anyway, I'm Will, your host of the SHIB Worldwide 50/50 raffle. I'm sorry that the raffle is going to be held over for the next day. We didn't sell any tickets in the last 24 hours. So, and we're here to host the raffle and educate the entire world of missed opportunities in SHIB. And I'm sorry that you're hungry. But massive love shout out to SAQ. Massive love shout out to Mark Anthony. Massive love shout out to Vanilla. Massive love shout out to Beyond Intelligence. Massive love shout out to you. Yes, we love XRP. XRP is good because it's making waves. It's doing very well right now. Like it's gotten into the Japan market. So that's good news. SHIB doesn't have that ability. Why doesn't SHIB have that ability? It's got no governance. So please keep that in mind. And we're going to call it a night, guys. Massive love shout out to Prince. Massive love shout out to Jason Cox. Massive love shout out to Babe's Channel. Massive love shout out to Safa. Massive love shout out to Be the Legend. Beyond comparison. Gemma. Massive love shout out to Gemma. Massive love shout out to the entire world. And we're going to say good night. God bless. Jesus loves each and every one of you. We say John 3:16. Jeez, I'm losing my mind. God so loved the world, he sent his only begotten Son to save our souls. The Lamb of God. Yes, Mark Anthony, thank you for coming. Thanks for keeping us on track. Really appreciate that. No problem, Mimi. Bad bones. Do you see me wearing blue mascara? Don't answer that, SAQ. Anyway, massive love shout out to the entire world. God bless each and every one of you. Jesus loves you. Peace out, everybody. Have a great and wonderful night. So long for now. Until tomorrow, we'll want to settle down. Until tomorrow.